Hey, welcome back to the show. With me, I have Justin Yoder and Patrick Thompson of LGBT Outdoors. And we were just talking about how you guys came up in conservative religious households and just started touching on when you guys first came together on your very first date. Patrick, could you tell me a little bit more about your first date? What gave you, I guess, the gonads to ask them out?
Okay, so when we first met at my friend's pool party, I had this sort of experience I'd never had before, and I looked at him and I was like, I know you. We'd never met in my entire life, but something was I know you, and I knew somehow, somewhere, you're important, or you're going to be important to me. So we hung out a couple other times, and I was like, and at this point, I had been actively avoiding any sort of relationship, running away, but it just felt like the right thing to do. I need just to see what happens. I'm not classy by any stretch of the imagination. I went and got food and a couple drinks because I have no clue what he likes. And we went to Bachman Lake at the end of Dallas Love Field. And we watched planes land over our head. And we talked and we talked and we talked. And I don't recommend it. But I laid out every piece of baggage of my past, every piece of junk, all the ugly right there on that first date. Generally not a good idea.
Or maybe it is.
Maybe. Yeah.
For us.
Justin, what were you thinking when he was unloading all that baggage? Were you like, you haven't even heard my side?
Well, at this point, I still wasn't out, nor was I really planning. He had to work really hard to even get me on the date because I wasn't even planning on coming out. So
was it described as a date, or was it more like a friend hangout?
That's exactly how he had to describe it. I knew to him it was more of a date, but he ended up describing it more as a friend hangout to get me to go.
Right. He duped you.
Yeah. But it worked out, obviously. Yeah.
So after that first date, how long did you guys date before the question was popped?
5 years and change.
Well, you could also throw in there how many times did we break up in between.
Oh, well, that drama may have to be saved for a different show.
That's not important.
Yeah, what's important is you're here, you got through it. But I honestly, I don't think that, I think that's pretty true in a lot of gay relationships. Sometimes you have some turmoil in there, and there's the other guys that are complete whores before they get into relationships, and then there's ones that aren't, and then sometimes miss out on that. Every gay relationship I've ever encountered is all like a little snowflake. They're all a little different. They're all a little unique, and it's still beautiful. It's still gorgeous. So you guys were dating for about 4 years before you got engaged. 5 years. Yeah. And then who popped the question?
I did.
And was that a planned out, thought out engagement, or was it just kind of on the fly, or how did that work out?
It was relatively planned out. I used to work at Walt Disney World. I have a very big Peter Pan syndrome, not growing up, and very goofy and whimsical and fantastical. Justin obviously has a big passion for Africa and animals as well. So we had planned a vacation to Walt Disney World, and I knew that I wanted to do it on that trip. So on January 8th, we went to Disney's Animal Kingdom and went into the Africa section of the park. And we had done the safari and everything. And I found kind of a side walkway in the Africa section. And there was a little waterfall and everything. And I just pulled him over and started talking Well, I set up a camera first too. Because, you got to.
Yeah, you had to.
It just started talking about us and how this was a really cool place because it's a literal cross section of, us. It's Africa and animals and people and serving others with like the whimsy and the fantasy of all things Disney. And so that felt like a really appropriate place to get down on a knee and ask him the question. And he said, yes.
That's amazing. Yeah. And now, well, that's good news. And were you surrounded by people, or was it just the two of you and that camera?
I mean,
and all the animals?
It was secluded. People were like walking by, but it wasn't. I was instructed very clearly that like a flash mob or any sort of like spectacle of any sort would be frowned upon.
Oh, you see, I got those same things. Mine was more, let's plan a dance for the wedding, for the pre-wedding, for all those fun things too. Well, so you guys, so how long were you guys engaged?
3 years.
3 years? Okay.
Yeah, it was a while because I really was hoping and trying that my family would come around. So I wanted them to be there, which didn't happen. But we put it off longer than what we normally would have because we were seeing a little bit of progress and hope, but weren't able to get there. And then we just started waiting. So hey, and I'm sorry to hear that, but I will tell you, the love you guys have between each other is really beautiful, and I feel like your family is truly just missing out. I mean, they may not know it, but they really are missing out, and so I know other people feel y'all's love too. So, and I will say this: while my parents aren't accepting and haven't met Patrick, both my brothers and their families have, and
amazing.
Really love him as a family member. Of course, they still think that it's a sin and all of that, but they treat him like a member of the family, and so that I'm very grateful for. And we get to go up there and see them and stuff.
That's amazing, and I think there are small strides. Everybody, some people have cancel culture, in it with their family, and I think for families that try to make it work, regardless to what they face, I think says a lot, about a family, even if they have the disagreements there. So, and you guys, when you actually got married, so when did you actually get married? When was the date?
April.
I was gonna wait to see if I remembered.
April 23rd, 2017.
Okay, and then did you guys get married in a chapel outside? What happened?
So we got married on a rooftop in Deep Ellum. So downtown Dallas was kind of our backdrop to our ceremony.
Other than growing up, you guys have always lived in the DFW area?
Yeah, for me, Patrick's jumped around quite a bit.
I grew up in Houston, lived in Denton, Orlando for a handful of years, but North Texas, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, all right, guys. Well, I want to talk a little bit about LGBT outdoors, how that came to be, and the amazing LGBT Outdoor Fest that's coming up here in September. I want to talk all about that. We're going to have a quick 1 minute little break real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll talk all about that. And we can tell all of our listeners how they can get involved in the LGBT Outdoor Fest coming up soon. We'll be right back in just a minute.
Hi there, I'm Maylin Luke, owner of RustingPlantFace.com. I create hand-poured and hand-painted concrete planters and unique home goods in a variety of styles, colors, and also do custom orders. Just visit RustingPlantFace.com and use code OOTC to get free shipping on your order. Visit me on Instagram at RustingPlantFace for plant tips and tricks. Plant parents and aspiring plant parents are welcome.
Hi, I'm Ty Burgess, founder and CEO of OneCBD, and I'm here to talk to you about bringing some balance back into your life, because everyone knows we can all use a little balance right now, and we have a special offer for Out of the Closet listeners today. To learn more, visit us at onecbd.com. That's ONECBD.com, and use discount code OUT for 50% off your first order. I'm so confident that you'll love adding OneCBD to your routine that if you aren't completely satisfied, we'll refund your entire order. No questions asked. OneCBD.com. Take our free quiz to see which product is right for you. That's ONECBD.com.